What's up YouTube, Day here from Z4 Games, and I'm bringing you one of my crazy concoctions with Dark Magicians. Now, some people have been suggesting this, I have been working on it for a while now. This is Dark Magician Pendulums. So Magician Pendulums with Dark Magician, or however you want to spin it, Dark Magician Pendulums, Dark Magician whatever. This is Dark Magicians with the Magician Pendulum monsters, and it's surprisingly consistent and dangerous as well. So without further ado, I'm going to crack straight into it. I'll show you the cards and I'll explain why as we go through it. So, we start off with, of course, the one, the only, Triple Dark Magician. Now, you know, if I will make this disclaimer now, this is UK build. So we don't have, god damn it, Apprentice Illusion Magician legal in the UK. If it was legal, I would suggest playing that with Oath Magician and a couple more level 6. However, this is as European legal as I could possibly make it. So for those in America, as I go through, I'll say what I would take out for Oath Magician and Apprentice Illusion Magician. We play double Magician of Dark Illusions. He's still insanely good. Acts as Dark Magician, gets you to banish off a circle. Plus, if your opponent strikes... if you activate a spell track during your opponent's turn, you bring this guy out and you cycle around your Dark Magicians, which is what you need. Triple Magician's Rod. Now, obviously, he's really important in this deck because you are going to be able to search out your circles, your navigations, all the other cards that help push this deck forward. Triple Purple Poison Magician is the best Magician card by far. Its Pendulum effect is just too good. Plus, if it's on the monster field and you get, you know those bad times when you're playing Dark Magician, you get hit with Eternal Soul, you know, Poison Venom again will go off and it just helps push so many plays. Black Fang Magician at 3, because in this deck is insanely powerful. Because when he's destroyed, he revives one Dark Spellcaster. You revive your Dark Magicians, you revive your Magician of Black Illusion. It circles around so many cards. And what you've got to remember as well is Magician Navigation brings out any Dark Spellcaster. So, you bring out Dark Magician, you can bring out any of these guys as well. So, there's so many plays there, it's unreal. It can even bring you out your Astrograph Sorcerer. Now, I'd rather hold on to Astrograph Sorcerer in hand, purely because of that effect there, and then it can help push the rank 7 plays here. But yeah, double Astrograph Sorcerer, because you don't want to break too much of him. He's harder to search than the rest, but mainly as he is. Double Harmonizing Magician. Now, the reason I'm only playing 2 is because I will 9 times out of 10 search this card out. You can play this at 3 to make the consistency more, and with this build, we are playing Allure of Darkness, so Omega is actually massively important in this deck. So making it Mega off of Harmonized Magician can help recycle your Dark Magicians from your Allure of Darkness. Double Performer Power Skullcrobat Joker. Now, the reason I'm only playing 2 is because I don't really ever want to see Performer Power Skullcrobat Joker and Magician's Rod in the same hand. Ideally, I want to be normal summoning Rod to get my Magician effects off, and Pendulum summoning the rest of the stuff out to kind of help push the game. So Skullcrobat at 2 is just enough, which is also the reason I only play double Wisdom Eye. The deck is so tight as it is, trying to mix these two around and getting the right build, the right balance as well. That 2 Wisdom Eyes is just enough. You can play it at 3, I'm not saying you can't, but in this rank kind of play engine where we're trying to stick with the rank 4s, the rank 7s, you want to be minimising your risk of opening up these two at the same time, because then one of them's a dead card in hand. You don't ever really want to be special summoning either of these two out. So you want to minimise that as best as possible. And the way I see it is, getting to my Magicians is less important than getting to my Dark Magician and his spells and traps through Rod, which is I'd rather normal summon Rod than Joker. Now, if I was playing the rank 6 engine with the Oath Magicians and the Apprentice Illusion Magicians, I'd probably take out the Jokers and the Wisdom Eyes, purely to do 2 and 2. So you could leave your Wisdom Eyes in there, and as you can see, I've got, not including the Jokers, I've got 5 8 scales and 5 1 scales. So I've got a nice balance there. Wisdom Eye pretty much gets me what I need, and then the Joker's only there purely for the search. So taking these out for Oath Magician works just as well, or the other way around, and then putting the Apprentice Illusion Magician in, again, helps out massively. So that's it for the monster lineup. You don't want to do it too much, but you want to have the right amount of mix. Now, obviously, you can take out the Astrograph Magician as well. That is another option for your Oath Magician, purely because Astrograph acts as the lower scale, but you don't ever really want to use him there. He's more there for if you get Eternal Soul and stuff like that you can make the plays continue. Triple Pendulum Call. Dark Magician is recyclable, especially with Eternal Soul, and then obviously on top of that, Black Fang Magician. So being able to ditch it with Pendulum Call isn't the end of the world. And then Pendulum Call, searching out and protecting my scales is also massively important. Triple Dark Magical Circle. This is the most important Dark Magician card in the deck. Without this card causes so many issues. The fact you can get your Dark Magicians out a hell of a lot easier with your Pendulum Summons and all of that. It's constantly banishing your opponent's cards. Then you've got Venom to deal with. Then you've got Time Pendulum Graph to deal with. You have so much clearance, it's unreal in this deck. Triple Allure of Darkness. All of your cards except for Wisdom Eye Magician are dark. So you have no reason not to play this at 3. And especially with the fact you can get Omega quite easily, recycling your banish pile isn't that hard. Now, in a normal Dark Magician deck, you worry about banishing your Dark Magician. Now is not the case. Because you have the access to the Synchro and the fact that you have so many Dark monsters there, it's not the end of the world of what you banish. One Dark Magic attack, because you can play it and you can search it off of Eternal Soul. You don't have to play this, you can take this out. This is just one of them ones where if I can get a Dark Magician on board, this can help clear out the back row for a clear Pendulum Summon. Illusion Magic. This card can get you a double Dark Magician search. Now, not only on itself, but what I mean is, if I have Time Star Magician on the board, Time Star Magician can search out Dark Magician because he searches out a Dark Spellcaster type monster from your deck, graveyard, or face up from your extra deck, so he can search you out your monsters you need. Now, if I, let's say, activated this effect and my opponent activated Ghost Ogre, or activated effect to negate his effect, I could activate Illusion Magic, tribute him off, search out 2 Dark Magicians, and then I can search out a different Dark Spellcaster from that. Because unless his effect's interfered, he's no longer on the board for his effect to be negated or stopped. So Illusion Magic is very, very important. 1-star Pendulum Graph, just for those times to search out your Magician Pendulum cards, and the fact that your Spellcaster type monsters cannot be targeted with your spell effect, by your opponent's spell effect, which is massively important. Triple Magician's Navigation. So not only when a Dark Magician is on board can you banish and negate stuff, but because it special summons a Dark Spellcaster type monster level 7 or lower, you pretty much have access to everything in your deck. You can get everything apart from Wisdom Eye onto the board through Navigation. So you can get your Black Fangs on board, pop your Black Fangs off, and then bring back a Dark Magician. So you've got plays going, and Navigation is massively important in this deck. Now, I only play 2 Eternal Souls. Now, in my Dark Magician build, I do 2 Eternal Souls, 1 Call of the Haunted. But again, the deck is so tight. Eternal Soul is one of those search abilities off of Dark Magic Attack, and then again off of Magician's Rod if need be. Now, the thing with Eternal Soul is when it gets nuked, it can then obviously go into a downward spiral, but you can chain off of its destruction effect and bring on your Magician of Black Illusion. You can also then get Astrograph Sorcerer on board as well. So you can end up with a rank 7 play off of Eternal Soul. Not mentioning the Pendulum monsters that get popped through its effect as well. You'll get their effects off on top of that. 2-time Pendulum Graph because it's just too damn strong in this deck. It's insanely good. So it's very, very important and very, very good for the deck. You can then also, the fact you can activate this, special summon a Dark Magician of Black Illusion, banish 1 card before you've even popped with this is just incredible. So in total, let's say you pop a Venom, right? You can pop 2 cards and banish 1. If your Venom's protected by Pendulum Call, you'll then pop in 1 card, send in 1 card, and banish in 1 card, all in 1 move. It's insane. It's absolutely crazy strong how this can be in this deck. It's unreal. And then we finish it off with the 1 Solemn Warning because it is the out to everything in the game. Right, now we move on to the extra deck. Now again, the extra deck is very, very important. So we start off with our rank 7s. So we've got our Ebon Illusion Magician. This is incredibly important because it can just be made by 2 level 7 monsters. And then it can then bring out, on top of that, your special summon out a Dark Magician, banish 1, and it's just easily to be made with all your level 7s you've got. Big Eye because stealing stuff is always fun in this game, legally on the board as well, guys. I'm not saying steal opponent's cards. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, again, is very, very good in this deck. The amount of burn, if you can get your opponent down to near enough 0, like leave them within range of Red Eyes Flare or just outside it so they really have to think about what they activate, he can be massively, massively, massively important. You can take him out for a double Ebon Illusion if you want. I'm just testing it out to see how it goes. And then we play a rank 4 engine because of our pendulums. We've got Abyss Dweller, Castel, Time Star, double Time Star, sorry. Purely because he searches out your Dark Magician, so he's another searcher for your deck. Perform Ace Trapeze Magician, because again, you're playing all spellcasters, he can be near enough invaluable. Utopia package, because sometimes there are those cards you just can't deal with, and Utopia is the one out. You can easily play Tornado Dragon in this. I have dropped it out, but you can take it out for Castel. It's entirely up to you, depending on what you think you're going to be coming up against. But we do have quite a bit of back row hate, especially with Circle. But yeah. And then Evil Swarm Nightmare, because 2 level 4 Dark Monsters, it's still very, very good in the mirror, and you can easily take them out if you want. Ignister Prominence, the Draco Blast, the Blasting Draco Slayer. The reason I've kept this guy in is purely because even though we don't play Luster in the main deck, the effect to, if you're playing a Pendulum Monster, pop their scales and then spin one of their cards, or the fact you pop one of your scales, get an effect off your scale, spin another card, it's just too good. Bill's a Diabolical Dragon, and then Cyframe Lord Omega. And like I said before, Omega is actually really, really important, purely because it's ability to recycle in the deck. And that is the point. I do actually play Tornado Dragon, so as you can see I've only got 14 cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, yeah, I can't count. So, there is the Tornado Dragon that I took out. So you do play Tornado Dragon, you can easily play Omega at 2, but purely because we only play 2 Time Star Magicians. Time Star, what's it called? So many cards called Magicians. Yeah, Harmonized Magician, because we only play 2, you don't want to overload your deck with Synchros. But this kind of seems a right nice balance. You've got your Search for Magician, you've got your rank 7 plays there, you've got your Synchro plays there, back row destruction during your opponent's turn. Utopia, these can easily be Trident and Broad Ball if you wish. Perform Ace Trapeze Magician. Now, what some people don't realise about this card is you do not take damage that is the amount if the amount is less than 2,500, which is insane. So, like, if they're like, oh, I'm not worried about Trapeze Magician, I'll get rid of your Tornado Dragon and I'll attack it with Utopia, that's fine. You don't take any damage at all. So it's very, very important to always remember that. Right, so that is it for the Dark Magician Pendulum deck, or the Pendulum Magician deck, however you would like to say it, so that it splits up and makes sure it's Dark Magician. Yeah, I am still tweaking with it. I am still going to continue to tweak with it. This is obviously my favourite deck, is Dark Magicians, and I have really grown fond of Magician Pendulums, purely because that's what I play for. I like rank 4 decks, I like Dark Spellcasters, and then obviously Dark Magician is just one of my, it is my all-time favourites. So, yeah, I hope you like this. Give us, if you have any ideas towards it, then by all means say so. I am still tweaking, like I said. The deck is so tight as it is. There's probably a couple of cards I want to drop out and move around a bit, but it is early days. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.